edition of Pop the Chart and your fiscal year 2022 BlackBerry Q1 earnings call. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. My name is Corey, and I am host of the Pop the Chart live stream. And first and foremost, I am not a financial advisor. I cannot tell you what to do with your money. You got to invest in the market at your own risk, but I will give you the most educated information that I can give you so you can make the most educated decision in the market. And ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be giving you the BlackBerry earnings chart right here on the screen. Also, we're going to be covering the BlackBerry annual meeting. I'm going to replay that here in just a few minutes so you can listen in and take a listen to that. And then we'll have the earnings. Once it pops up, I will put that on the screen for you as well. And then we'll have live coverage of the earnings call right here on the stream. You'll be able to hear the CEO and the executive board and a whole bunch of Q&A usually as well right here on the live stream. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Come on, hit up the live chat. Come in, say hi. Let's go, apes! On this June 24th, 2021, BlackBerry earnings live stream on Pop the Chart. Yeah. BlackBerry currently ended the day today down 3.58% at $12.67. Currently at $12.80 in the after hours, moving up 1%. 1% in the after hours, we're seeing it up. I see DeSudo Executor up here in the live chat. Hi, how you doing? Hope you're having a great Thursday today. I know I'm having a great one. I'm having a good day today. Today is actually mine and my wife's anniversary of 4 years. So I gotta shout out a big happy anniversary to my wife. Yes, she'll probably be showing up somewhere in the other room here in a little bit. But hey, I'm hanging out. BlackBerry earnings, I do it. BB up in here, and then I can celebrate. We'll be celebrating also this weekend, so it's all good. It's all good. But come on in, share the link out. Let people know. Yo, BlackBerry, you can find it right here. Yo, I gotta say, BlackBerry set the record on my stream. The last time I did the earnings call, we had almost 300 people in here. If we can do it, I think it was 298 to be honest with you. But if we can do 300, if we can do 300, I might even do a little dance for you live on the live stream today. So share it out. Let people know. Come on in. We got 17 people in here right now. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us again. Thank you for hanging out. I'm going to get into it. Hey, so we're going to do a, this is what we're going to do. All right. So I'm going to play the BlackBerry annual meeting. I'm going to start it now. And the reason why is because we're going to get super close to like around 20 to 30 minutes prior to the earnings call, so that'll give us a little bit. So the earnings is set up for 5:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'm in the Eastern Time Zone right here in the wonderful state of Ohio near Cincinnati is where I'm located. So I'll be bringing that to you. The call, I'm already logged in. I'm ready to go and set up for that too as well. So as soon as the annual meeting ends, y'all can check that out. But Jason, by the way, come in. Jason's one of my regulars. Says Corey gonna get some sexy time after the show. talking about the anniversary. Sexy time. Yes. Oh, we got Beetlegism in here. I don't know. Is that Beetleism? How BB? Don't blow it. Oh, you mean you have BB? Don't blow it. Don't blow it. Hey, last time we did earnings, BlackBerry took a little bit of a nosedive. Went from like 9 down to 8 something. And then it stayed there for quite a while. And then, with all the Reddit and everything stuff that's happening with AMC and GameStop and the squeezes and stuff, and you started to see it move up a little bit. Just saying. Rebecca's in here too as well. Rebecca's also one of my regulars. Thank you for coming in and joining, Rebecca. Yeah, we also, hey, by the way, we call her Jabecca, so you're more than welcome that if you want to talk to Rebecca, call her Jabecca. You can do that. Let's see here. Rebecca says, not when his wife finds out he took your Jason advice again. I did take some advice from Jason. We'll find out if it pays off, because the last time I took advice from Jason, it turned out to be ORPH. And if you know anything about stocks, last week ORPH, it took a little poop in the chart, if you know what I'm saying. And a bunch of us jumped on board. We all did it together, one team, one dream, if you know what I'm saying. And we are now full out diamond hand apes right now. on that one. So we're still holding on to it. So and then Jason Cousin said, hey, I found something else you need to check out. I think you should do this. So I jumped into it with him today, and that was Torchlight, so I'm going to get into that. So hopefully we don't get torched on that one. But anyway, so BB, yo, up in here, moving up, looking good. 1288 already up. Oh, working on 2%. 1289, 1292. We're getting a run on BlackBerry. I wonder if the earnings just came out. I wonder if that's what this is. It's usually get a little bit of a pop and then they start showing it. I got it off the side of my screen right now, and I will pull it on screen as soon as that goes live. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and get into it because we don't have much time. I'm going to play the BlackBerry annual meeting. This was yesterday, by the way, the annual meeting. Check it out. Take a listen in. You can watch the stock chart. And check it out. Be sure to share out the link. Let people know. Say, come on in. I'll have that content as soon as this is over. We'll get back into it. We'll talk up some BB. I might do some charting for you, and then we'll get into the earnings call. So that's the plan. So thank you so much for joining. Keep a listen, and let's do it.
On behalf of the board and the management team, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the company's annual meeting of shareholders. As we did last year, we're hosting our meeting in a virtual-only format through a live audio webcast to mitigate risks to the health and safety of the company's shareholders, employee, and other stakeholders related to the pandemic. Last year, we also found that the virtual format was more inclusive, and many more shareholders were able to join us than at our in-person meetings in recent years. Even though the meeting is in the virtual format, procedures have been implemented to ensure that shareholders and proxy holders, regardless of their location, will be able to participate in this meeting and engage with us. Registered shareholders and valid proxy holders who are participating online will be able to listen to the meeting, submit questions, and vote in real time. This year's beneficial shareholders will also be able to submit questions through the online meeting platform. The secretary of the meeting will cover the procedures for all of this in just a moment. With that said, it is now my pleasure to introduce the member of the company's board of directors who are in attendance on this webcast today. They are Mike Daniels, Tim Dattels, Lisa Disbrow, Dick Lynch, Lori Smalden-Alsop, Barbara Steinmetz, and Pam Watson, as well as Wayne Waters. In addition to the board, we also have members of the company's executive team attending this webcast, and we're also joined by Phil Kurtz, the corporate secretary and deputy general counsel of the company. The formal part of the meeting will be chaired by me and will include my annual updates on BlackBerry strategy and performance. Following completion of the formal business of the meeting, we will address questions submitted by shareholders. I would now like to call this meeting to order, and as chair, I will ask Phil Kurtz to act as secretary of the meeting. Phil will now go over the procedures and items for this meeting, and item of business for the meeting.
Thank you, John. I'd like to start by highlighting a couple of important procedural matters that apply to our virtual meeting relating to questions and voting. Questions can be submitted by any shareholder or proxy holder who logged in with a control number or username using the messaging feature of the virtual interface. If you logged into the meeting as a guest without a control number, you'll not be able to submit questions. Questions will not be displayed, but will be read or summarized as appropriate. Generally, questions will be addressed only during the Q&A session after the formal part of the meeting. However, any questions related to procedural matters or that are directly related to an item of business may be addressed earlier. Voting on all matters will be conducted by electronic ballot. Registered shareholders and duly appointed proxy holders will be asked to vote on each item of business only after the presentation of all the business items. In order to expedite the formal business of today's meeting, I will make all motions on voting matters. When you're asked to vote, you'll receive a message on the virtual interface requesting you to register your votes. You'll only have a certain amount of time to do so when the polls are open. Preliminary voting results will be provided during the meeting, and final detailed voting results will be published on the Canadian Securities Administrators SEDAR website and the SEC's EDGAR website and on our website after the conclusion of the meeting. Pina Pacifico of Computershare Investor Services will act as scrutineer for the meeting today. I confirm that we have received a declaration of Computershare confirming that the notice of this meeting was properly given to all of the shareholders entitled to receive notice, together with the management proxy circular and form of proxy. Copies of the management proxy circular and other meeting materials are available under the company's profile on SEDAR and EDGAR and on the Envision website established for this meeting. I've received the scrutineer's preliminary report stating that a quorum of shareholders is in attendance. The scrutineer's report shows that there are shareholders or proxy holders in attendance on this live webcast today, holding 313,683,475 common shares of the company, representing 55.4% of the shares issued and outstanding. I therefore declare this annual meeting of shareholders to be regularly called and properly constituted for the transaction of business. First item of business is a presentation of the financial statements of the company for the fiscal year ended February 28, 2021. These include the consolidated balance sheets as at February 28, 2021 and February 29, 2020, and the related consolidated statements of shareholders' equity, operations, and cash flows, together with the auditor's report. Copies of these documents have been mailed to the shareholders who requested them, and they're also available on SEDAR and EDGAR. We will now proceed with the election of directors for the ensuing year. As determined by the board, the number of directors to be elected today is 9. Information with respect to each of the individuals nominated for the position of director of the company was set forth in the management proxy circular, and each of the nominees has agreed to serve as a director if elected. As at previous meetings, we'll be nominating and approving individual directors and not a slate of directors. Bylaw number A4 of the company sets out a procedure requiring shareholders to provide advance notice if they wish to nominate any person for election as a director of the company. The company has not received notice in accordance with the bylaw from any shareholder intending to propose a nominee for election at this meeting. Since there are no other nominations, I move to elect the directors named in our proxy circular. Again, I remind you that voting on all matters to be acted on at the meeting will take place electronically after the presentation of all voting matters. The next item of business is the reappointment of the independent auditors of the company. I move that PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP be reappointed as the independent auditors of the company until the next annual meeting of shareholders, and that the board of directors of the company be authorized to fix their remuneration. The final item of business is the approval of our annual non-binding advisory resolution on executive compensation, our say-on-pay vote. This resolution provides that, on an advisory basis, and without diminishing the responsibilities of the board of directors, shareholders accept the approach to executive compensation disclosed in the management proxy circular. I also move that this resolution be adopted. That concludes all of the items to be voted on at this meeting. We'll now move to electronic voting on the items of business presented. As mentioned earlier, voting today will be conducted by electronic ballot. I'll now take a moment to ask that the balloting be opened to registered holders and appointed proxy holders. Polls are now open, and at this point, all registered holders and proxy holders who have properly logged in with their control number or username and wish to vote will be able to see on the screen all motions brought forward at this meeting. Please register your votes by accessing the voting page and selecting the For or Withhold button next to the name of each proposed director, and with respect to the reappointment of PricewaterhouseCoopers as the company's auditors, and then by selecting the For or Against button next to the advisory vote on executive compensation. We'll provide registered shareholders and proxy holders with another brief moment to complete their electronic ballots. And once the balloting closes, the voting page will disappear and your votes will be submitted automatically. The scrutineers have provided me with a preliminary report of the ballots. On the election of the directors, all 9 nominees have been elected as directors of the company to hold office until the next annual meeting of the company in June 2022, or until their respective successors are elected or appointed. The motion to reappoint the auditors is also carried, and PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP has been reappointed as the independent auditors of the company. These motions were carried by a substantial majority of the votes cast. Finally, the say-on-pay resolution was also approved by a majority of the votes cast. Nevertheless, the level of support for the motion was below our expectations. The Compensation, Nomination, and Governance Committee of our board believes that the company's compensation program needs to be competitive in a challenging market for talent. The board and the committee believe that the executive compensation decisions that were made during the past year were appropriate and necessary to attract and retain leadership to execute the company's strategy. With this said, and while the resolution is advisory in nature and not binding, the board and the committee will review the results of our vote today in connection with their ongoing evaluation of the company's compensation program. As noted earlier, detailed voting results will be published on SEDAR and EDGAR and on our website after the conclusion of the meeting. It's now my pleasure to turn the meeting back over to John to provide an update on the company's business. Ahead of that, please note that John's presentation and the Q&A session later in the meeting may contain forward-looking statements. Shareholders should be aware that any forward-looking statements are made based on certain assumptions and are subject to risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results, performance, or achievements of the company to differ materially from those disclosed here today. We're adopting for this presentation the cautionary language regarding forward-looking statements that is set out in the company's annual report on Form 10-K, to which we refer you for additional details concerning the risks, uncertainties, and assumptions relating to our forward-looking statements. Please note that the slides for John's presentation are available in the investor section of the BlackBerry.com website. And now John will conclude the formal part of the meeting.
Thank you, Phil. And there is no further business to come before the meeting. I declare the formal part of the meeting to be concluded. So for everybody, that I have a short company video to show you, and then right after that, I will do a brief discussion of our performance and strategy of the company, and then followed by Q&A. So could we please cue the video, please?
Since day one, we've been determined to change the world. Our devices placed the office in the palm of your hand and changed how we work forever. Our vision has expanded. Now we're pairing artificial intelligence with our trusted security and putting it everywhere. For too long, security was about what you stopped, but the Internet of Things is making everything smarter, including cyber threats. We've never been more connected or more vulnerable. As ransomware and cybercrime explode, security needs to do more. It needs to stay ahead of threats. It needs to keep you safe. It needs to be intelligent. Prevention is the best medicine. This is especially true for IT systems. Much like vaccines prevent infection, our intelligent security is a prevention-first approach that stops cyber attacks before they can launch. If there is a breach, we have remediation solutions and services ready and in place. We help our customers solve their most critical security challenges. We protect more than 500 million endpoints, including over 195 million cars. We have design wins with 23 of the top 25 electric vehicle OEMs, ensuring vehicle safety and security. 45 of Fortune 100 companies trust us with their security. Our security is NIAP certified as classified. It is the highest security level awarded for government and industry. While cybersecurity lets you stop threats, intelligent security gives you the freedom to reach higher, go further, and dream bigger. BlackBerry Intelligent Security lets you change the world again.
Okay, I hope you like the video. This video, we're very proud of the fact that this is all done in-house without spending money outside the company and getting other people to do it. So it's heartfelt and genuine, and I would say. I'm pleased right now to be able to provide you I would call the update or the State of the Union update. I put up a slide here about two converging, very large market force. One in cybersecurity. I'm sure that nobody would need me to explain more about all the ransomware that's coming on daily basis, and and also the whole idea of smart, we call it smart everywhere. And this is really, later on we'll talk about what is included, but it included obviously transportation, cities, devices, individuals, and so forth. And you could see that we put up a number of trends that we believe are what is really driving it. Let me name a couple of them. For example, the top left one, and this really was driven by, and driven by the fact that remote working has been picking up steam. Mobile is really the key primary devices people are using to interact with each other's, with work, with home life, and with that, advancement of mobile, 5G, and everything that behind it, that you could see the cybersecurity requirements goes up, and the risks and the threats are increasing every day. So that's a big driver. There's also, because of all these ransomware and the attack, that some of them are highly visible in various parts of the world, the supply chain security becomes more and more important, so much so that the United States, President Biden most recently have announced, announced a major effort in securing the software bill of materials. And I'd like to comment on that a little later, but that's really play right into what BlackBerry could do and do well. AI/ML, as you all remember, in the last 3 years, we've been investing quite aggressively on embedded AI and ML at different levels of models, and we pride ourselves from doing the protect first strategy, which is shown in a video, and is a differentiator for us. And we could discuss that later on also. Now, smart everywhere, there's a concept of smart car as it connects to smart city and smart home. We have a pretty good footprint in that too. Things that are driven the smart everywhere, obviously, is the whole concept of IoT powered by 5G, powered by cloud computing, powered by quantum cryptology. And so you could see some of these very big trend in the market. Edge computing as well as cloud computing, the convergence of that is also a huge opportunity for the market and obviously for BlackBerry. So I'm very pleased to be able to show you that everything BlackBerry has been working on in the last X number of years, maybe even dated back way beyond the last 7 years of the company journey to pivot from hardware to software, and beyond that, or right before that, that we have so much in technology and know-how in the areas that could drive and participate in these markets of cyber and smart. This earlier I said is a large market. This, of course, these markets combined today as a $45 billion total addressable market. 1/3 of that is on IoT, the other 2/3 on cyber. But as you could see, the estimate growth, the CAGR is about 19%, or compounded annual growth. But the interesting thing is you could see the IoT picking up quite a bit, estimated for the next 4 years. And by 2025, it will actually be equal to the size of the cyber market. Although the cyber market expect to grow 50%, as you can see, from 30 billion to 45 billion, or roughly 44 billion. So both markets are very robust, very, very big, and are very fast growing. Because of that, the beginning of this year, and this is really a journey that we've been on for a number of years, but the beginning of this year, we decided to create 2 business units, and one go after the cybersecurity and the other go after the IoT market. But we also know that it shares a lot of technology to power these 2 platforms. On my slide here, on cybersecurity side, it composes of the endpoint management, endpoint security, as well as secure communication, as well as critical event management. On the IoT side, it's really very much driven by the embedded OS, a brand that many people know is called QNX. BlackBerry Ivy is the in-vehicle data platform today, and will expand to other part of the IoT devices. Cryptology, we own a company called Certicom, and it actually specializes in elliptical cryptology algorithm, as well as providing security certificate, PKI, and various others highly secure quantum prevention detection technology. So we're very proud of those technology. Last but not least, we have a small business in asset tracking, but it's also tied very much to the whole IoT device and how IoT device take advantage of analytics, take advantage of the backbone of network. But we also know, as I said earlier, that there are many technologies that we have that is really beneficial to both of these market trends. I have three of them we label out there, three major ones. I'm sure there are a lot more. And this is managed by our lab. And there's a BlackBerry lab that focuses on future technology and also focus on the fact that, these are mega trends that both of these product platform, as well as the market focus that could be utilizing. The obvious one is data lake. Earlier in the video, you saw us having been able to tap into 500 million endpoints, and so it creates a very big source of analytics, data, and information. So we wanted to be able to share those information freely between the whole cyber platform as well as the IoT platform. As we see it, it will converge in these two platforms, so two market. Then, of course, the embedded AI ML model. In the IoT world, obviously, each of the devices should be protected. And we have some very unique and differentiated technology that is very lightweight and actually doesn't even need network or internet update to continue to protect endpoints. So that, that technology, by the way, came to us through our Cylance acquisition. And then last but not least, we talk about secure software development platform. We've been developing software for highly sophisticated application in the last 30 plus years. As you all know, our cell phone, which of course we develop everything, all the software included, are the most secure cell phone that ever existed, other than a very specialized government cell phones, so forth, but at least for commercial application. So we employ and deploy a lot of our own technology and created a lot of technology to manage that life cycle of development. So when, we're very excited when the government started focusing on securing supply chain, especially on software bill of materials, loosely they call it the SBOM. So we believe that we could really help contribute to that development, and we actually were able to provide product and platforms to make that a reality. So it's a huge opportunity for us going forward. So what does that all combine to? I mean, what does that actually mean to the market? What are the market that we are really focusing on? And this is actually consistent for the last 5 years that we've been presenting our strategy. Our strategy is really in the heart of the smart city. It is in we believe the securing the IoT, both the connections as well as the communication, is something that we could do and we do well, and the industry needs and the market needs and the society needs. So you could see here that our dream is to connect everything that has, that is a IoT device, that has an IP address, and be able to share the data, protect the data, and connect seamlessly on either a continuously connected or occasionally connected fashion. So we started a lot. We have a pretty good footprint in the car and in some of the major enterprises and governments. and we're going to expand from that point. And this is where the market validation comes in. And I want to share with you some of the highlights that we're very proud of. For example, coming from the left to the right, 18 of the G20 countries uses our technology, either doing it for security reasons or connections to the mobile devices or messaging technology among their own interactions. So there are many applications that we are in the G20 countries, so 18 of the G20. I think this week we announced that a outside independent analyst firm have estimated that we have 195 million cars using our embedded software QNX. And we agree with that because our internal count is also about the same. So we could validate that. And that number grew from 175 million a year ago. Despite all the pandemic, despite the slowdown in auto productions, you could see that we're picking up the market share quite nicely. I don't know of any other technology provider, or the competitors that provide these numbers. But just to loosely speaking, there's about 1 billion cars on the road. If at least 20% of that is using BlackBerry. And then 500 million endpoints. We already talked about that. It's going to be the basis of our data lake and analytics. And we believe that we could share the data between the cybersecurity world, as well as share the data between the IoT world. The next one is this week announcement. We were very, excited about the fact that Frost & Sullivan, and again, an independent analyst firm, had named Ivy, and I have a slide on Ivy later, and named Ivy a leader in automotive and smart city. That is right smack in the middle of our strategy. This is why it's exciting on that front. Well, I'll talk about Ivy a little later, but it's a in-vehicle data platform, but it could expand beyond the in-vehicle. I'll give you a little bit more data. And then last but not least, 45% of the Fortune 100 company are good customers of ours, mostly very large enterprises, a lot of them in the regulated industry. Financials, healthcare are probably the leading verticals today. I spoke earlier about, we're going to talk a little bit about Ivy. Ivy was announced as a project in December 2020, December of last year. Actually, we've been working on this for X number of years. I would say almost 3 years. It started with putting AI technology in a car. And we actually demonstrated that at CES a couple of years back. So it was a joint activity, joint development with AWS. Again, joint development with AWS is very rare. AWS have a lot of partners, but developing together, they don't do very often. So this is a level of seriousness in the partnership. It's also we are also the exclusive provider of this particular technology, the in-vehicle data platform to AWS, at least for a period of time. However, we also both agreed between us and AWS that for this to be commercially viable and a big opportunity, it should be able to interact and work with other people's cloud beyond AWS. So therefore, our spec included the ability to connect to the Google Cloud as well as the Azure cloud of the Microsoft and other cloud. I'm sure later on, IBM, Oracle, we will be looking at those too. But initially, we will include Google and Microsoft. And so the activities really got formally kicked off in December 2020. As you can see on this timeline, we already have done a lot of things, and we're very proud of the progress being made. We launched an innovation fund. In March, we created an advisory council and announced it, I think, this week. with a couple of very big name in the market. I know here the high definition map providers, part of that. A council, Geico Insurance is also part of the council. Thales, a telecommunication, one of the top 3 telecommunication in Canada, is one of the council member. And Cerence is in auto, and they're a spin-off of Nuances, and they specialize on voice recognition and integration into the guts of the car, so to speak. And so we're very, very pleased and very proud of the fact that we'll be able to create this council. And the idea of this is to create more use cases for IVY, for the in-vehicle data platform. Then we talk about the IVY being named as a market leader. And then we also announced, I think today, this morning, that we have made our first innovation fund investment of a company, a startup called Electra Vehicle. And this is very exciting because they use IVY analytics to manage the performance of the battery of the cars. So this is obviously mostly focused on an electric and hybrid vehicle. But it's very exciting what they could do, and so stay tuned on that. And that will be one of the applications that IVY will be able to provide to the OEMs. We are on track to provide an early access product in October, and we expect the first version of our platform will ship February of 2022. So everything is on track. We're making a lot of progress. We're spending a lot of resources and time and money and energy in preparing for the market acceptance of this really great platform that we expect to do extremely well down the road. Okay, moving away from IVY, I want to just briefly update you all on the accomplishment of FY21. FY21 was a very strange year, as you all know. It was difficult to navigate because of the pandemic, but we have accomplished quite a bit, and so the team has done well, even working remotely. And so, I'm going to go through it very, very quickly. So bear with me. So the top left, BlackBerry continued to win a lot of certification with the government around the world, actually, but government of the United States, we're the leaders of that. We're NIAP certified. We have, classified status, as the video said. We have commercial software for classified use. We achieved that with DoD, and so the list goes on, and the list and DISA and so forth. And we're FedRAMP certified, and that business is also expanding. We were able to block the 165 million attack, or at least 165 million attack in ransomware or cyber attack in general. In fact, so much so that you seldom hear, and touch wood, and this is not a challenge, you seldom hear that BlackBerry system or user has been attacked or successfully attacked. So we were able to prevent most of them, including the latest notorious one, DarkSide, Condi, Nobelium, and there's a long list of names of different viruses and ransomware. Then we talk about the 195 million vehicle that embedded in using BlackBerry QNX software. And we also have 2,000 plus new patent granted, and with 500 more being filed in a year. We launched 59 new products in a year to prepare for that platform that I outlined, which, by the way, we're spending 24% of our revenue invested in R&D. That's a high number. That's akin to a startup type numbers, and we're very proud of that. And we'll obviously, as much as we could afford, we will continue to fund that activities. On the QNX side, despite the fact that we have a slowdown because of the pandemic, a lot of our customers, unfortunately, had to shut down for a period of time, but we still managed to win 69 design wins. Design wins is important for us in QNX because the revenue cycle starts with the design wins, and it takes a very long time. So this is a very high longevity kind of a business cycle. So we have 21 auto wins and 48 generally embedded wins. And generally embedded including medical devices, other transportations, et cetera, and manufacturing and so forth. So much so that on the electric vehicle front, the EV front, if you count by volume, the top 25, we counted that 23 of the 25 uses our software, and they count for about 68% of the market share. And we also are on track to be carbon neutral in 2021. In fact, I think people told me that last 5 to 7 years we have reduced carbon footprint or emission by 88%. On the financial front, because of the pandemic, we actually suffered a decline of revenue, and the revenue dropped by 16%. A lot of them primarily driven by the QNX royalty because of the planned shutdown, auto production shutdown. That said, our backlog for QNX royalty had gone up by 9%, from 450 million to 490 million. We are able, because of some of the shutdown, we're able to manage our expenses well. We have an EPS growth of 38% year over year. We came in at 18 cents a share. With adjusted EBITDA at 167 million, and that's a 12% growth, and it's roughly about 18% of revenue. So we have made a little bit of progress. We're obviously not done in pursuing the timeless model. We generated cash, 74 million. We have a good cash balance. We have a good reduction on the debt that saved us about 16 million in interest a year. And our recurring software ratio is still at 90%. So those are actually reasonably good results in a very difficult year. In the last, just to get a wrap up on the financial, in the last 5 years, our revenue CAGR grew about was 11.3%. Just to remind everybody that this number does not include hardware revenue in this, and it also does not include the service activation fee that power those hardware handset. Gross margin has improved by about 2,700 basis points in the same period of time. So, my last slide. What are we working on and what are we investing? This is going to be a year that we're going to focus a lot on marketing, go-to-market, and growth. And because we have a 2 BU and 1 lab system organization, I'm not going to go through every single point, but on the cybersecurity side, we believe our product is now not only up to date with the market, is even advanced ahead of it. And in a couple of days on our earnings call, I'll talk a little about new products being released on the cyber side, which we are very excited about. And the most important thing is increase the channel reach, increase the market reach, and increase the headcount to so-called the feet on the street headcount. And that's going to be a continued investment for that cybersecurity business unit. We talk about the lab quite a bit. I think the definition of some of the trend on how we convert that into a product, into offerings, are the most important thing. And of course, with an eye of the future technologies. And we do a lot of university joint research also. So that's the lab priority. And IoT priority is actually even relatively simple. We will continue to make progress on IV. We'll continue to invest in and also invent use cases for IV. But on the QNX side, we're going to continue to upgrade, not upgrade, but continue to take advantage of increasing ARPU, the average revenue per unit growth in the automotive. That only means that we're going to either get into more auto or more or bigger footprint in each auto. And we feel very good about it because I do believe that we are the top name in that industry. And of course, we continue to go expand on the general embedded market. So with that, that's the material I have prepared. With that, I am ready for Q&A. Now, before I do that, Tim Foote, our head of investor relations, will provide details of the protocol for the question period, and he also will be the one who moderate the Q&A.
Thank you, John. We will address questions submitted by shareholders and their proxies in attendance on this webcast for approximately 15 minutes. Shareholders and proxy holders have had the opportunity to submit questions in advance and may also do so now using the instant messaging feature of the virtual interface. As a reminder, we are unable to receive questions from guests who have not logged in with a control number or username. We'll now give attendees a moment to submit their questions. We will answer as many questions as time permits, and before answering, we will read out or summarize the question. Questions that are redundant, offensive, not primarily related to the business of the company, or otherwise out of order will not be addressed. Please limit your questions to topics relating to today's subject matter and keep your questions brief to give everyone a fair chance to ask a question. Okay, so John, first question that we have is, in recent years, you've been heavily focused on profitability and cash flow. Given the investment plans you've just mentioned, has your viewpoint changed?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yes, for those people who have heard me say it in the past and know kind of my focus. When I first showed up at BlackBerry 7 years ago, I know we need to pivot the business, and profitability and financial stability was the most important thing. While we do that, we continue to make investment while we can, and to build the confidence of our employees and partners and customers in our company. So we created a pretty good culture of making a profit, and I do believe that business is about making profit for the shareholders, and then business in software particularly is about creating profit. That said, I think last couple of years I have realized that the shareholders will be more rewarded for growth, and because we now have a pretty stable culture of not going to get into quote unquote financial trouble. I have shifted gear a little bit, or the team has shifted gear a little bit. We're going to be focusing now more on growth. Given the fact that we have two very big markets we talked about earlier, cybersecurity and IoT, given the fact that we participated quite deeply into it, and given the fact that there are some emerging businesses like the secure supply chain businesses that we could participate in, or market we could participate in, I feel that this is a good time for the benefit of the shareholder that we should try to go capture that. So there will be a balance, and the whole idea is once the growth comes in, it will kick in the profit. So I think the short term, we will spend a little bit more money, maybe at the expense of some of the profitability, but again, it's going to be measured.
Great. Thank you, John. A number of shareholders, there's probably not much you can say on this, are asking for an update on the patent sale. whether there's anything you can say about that.
No, unfortunately, yeah, I know this is going to be a question that'll come up. We're in an ongoing discussion. I'm bound by the confidential nature of the discussion. So I really, unfortunately, can't say much. I can only say that it is ongoing, it's making progress, and that's, stay tuned.
Okay, thank you. Have you considered changing the name of the company back to Research in Motion? I know this is a question that's come up a number of times.
Yeah, it's always come up. I like the name Research in Motion. I think RIM is a really good name. I think it's also, given the whole IoT world, the kind of the network-centric nature of our business, and the cyber part, I think on the move is really, Research in Motion imply on the move. It's actually a very appropriate name. If I think about changing it, well, no, not at this point. I think right now, let's just focus on getting the growth for the two businesses, getting a good pipeline of products coming out, and go to the market. Once we are in a more growth-oriented place, I will consider changing the name, or I will consider recommending to the board that we should change the name. This is not a John Chen decision.
Okay, excellent.
Certainly not alone. Right.
We've got a question come in, whether there's anything you can say about Onward Mobility. This is the company that's looking to...
The Onward Mobility is the one that we license our phone technology to, both the software as well as the hardware of it. And they're supposed to build a 5G keyboard BlackBerry phone. I know they had made good progress on that. I actually don't know much about the status. Our involvement really has been being able to license the technology to them. And then if they need help in the technology, they will come back to us as professional services. So we're really not, quote unquote, involved as much, other than as a licensee.
Okay, super. Last question I've got here, John, is do you see IoT or cyber as having the biggest potential for growth?
They all, if you look at the TAM or the total addressable market and the growth rate, they both have really high growth rate. And cyber is a bigger market today, and the growth rate is 50% for the next 3-4 years. And so and IoT is going to grow faster than that, but it's a little smaller today. So I think I expect both of them to grow. So I in establishing a 2BU, I don't really have one preference over the other. Reason of establishing the 2 BUs is for the shareholders, so they have a better understanding of the potential of our business and a better reporting, so that they could track the progress of our business. It makes all of us more accountable in that sense. And so that was one of the basic reasons. And the other basic reason is operationally they're slightly different. So on the cyber side, it's really more on the enterprise sales cycle, 6 to 9 month sales cycle, and really more of a software sales type motion. On the IoT side, as I said much earlier, it's really about design wins, right? So it's different. And yes, the revenue doesn't come immediately. It comes a lot, but when it comes, because the cycle of the revenue is usually 5 to 7 years. And when it comes, it will be very persistent and a very high margin. And in addition to that, IB will bring us yet another business model, which are more usage-based business model rather than a production count business model. So there are different approach to the business. I wouldn't pick one versus the other at this point.
Okay, very good. Well, that's all we have time for now for the question and answer session.
Okay, well, Thank you for asking those questions. I don't mean you. I mean the audience. So that ends today's meeting.
Alrighty, so ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, in case some of you were a little bit confused, that was from yesterday, alright? That's not the earnings call. We have the earnings call coming up, so don't go anywhere. Alright, so I know a few people came in, they were like, well, that's from yesterday. This is not live, blah, 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 blah. Alright, y'all, so don't freak out. I started the coverage at 4:10 p.m. All right, earnings call goes live at 5:30. We're currently at 5:06. Earnings have not came out yet. I'm still waiting. I have them just off screen. As soon as those go live, I will bring those over. All right, so keep that in mind. And I have the call. I'm already logged in, ready to go for that. So I will pull that over and get that on the screen here in just a moment. And then we'll have the call right here live just for y'all to listen to. Yeah, Space Monkey's like, yeah, you confused me. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, okay, well, you know, I didn't want to space you out or anything, you know, Space Monkey, but anyway, so that's the deets. First and foremost, for those of you that just coming in, my name is Corey, host of Pop the Chart live stream. I had to tell you, I'm not a financial advisor. You got to invest in the market at your own risk, but I'll give you the most educated information that I give you so you can make the most educated decisions in the market. And so what you were listening to yesterday was the or just a minute ago, was yesterday's BlackBerry annual meeting. So that was the annual meeting. That was the replay of it. So that was CEO John Chen talking a little bit about what's coming up, kind of recapping what happened over the last fiscal year, what's happening in the current fiscal year. Diana Bishop, thank you so much for subscribing. I see that says Diana just subscribed, so thank you so much for subbing. By the way, if you haven't had a chance to, hit that like button. It does help push up the channel. It pushes the channel up a little bit more in the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to help me sub, I'll tell you a little something about the show real quick, about the stream. I'm super close to 500 subs, but I cannot join the YouTube partner program until I hit 1,000 subs. All right, 1,000. I have done half of the requirements, which is watch time, but I have not hit the something yet. I am close 1,000 subs. So I know BlackBerry, by the way, y'all set the record on the last earnings call here on my channel. You had almost 300 people in here. It was 298. We're sitting at 214 right now. If you can get to 300, I might do a little dance live on the stream for you. Little stuff. So thank you to each and every one of you for clicking that button, hitting that notification bell. A little bit about the show. Do the show each day, market open through market close. I follow everything from the stock market to the crypto market. I follow AMC, GameStop, BlackBerry. I got a lot of different stocks. Actually, I'll pull up my show stocks. I thought they were over here, but they're not. I have crypto at the bottom of your screen. You can see I follow Cherex token, Fake token, SAFEMOON, Gold Farm. Speaking of crypto, off topic, y'all, but any of y'all interested in winning some crypto next week, all right? It's the final week. I'm giving away 1 million SAFEMOON. There's a link in the description. You can click on that, or you can go to it's in my my playlist. If you go on my channel, there's a playlist there, promotions playlist. You can go in there and you can you click on that. There's a SAFEMOON video. You have to watch the video because it tells you how to enter. You can enter. There'll be a random winner. Some random subscriber is gonna win 1 million SAFEMOON. So make sure you go check that out. All the deets are there. The link is in the description. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on there. You can follow me on Stocktwits. There's all kinds of stuff on there for the description for you to check out. Thank you to each and every one of you for hitting that sub button. We got the Wall Street Bets guys dancing right here. Yeah, getting it. By the way, too, since we have so many people in here right now, I would love for each one of you to know today, June 24th, is mine and my wife's 4-year anniversary. What? Yeah, happy anniversary to my wife. I'm going to say that now. So happy anniversary. She's in the other room, I think, right now with the kid. I think he just got home. There was a surprise for her in the other room, and I think I'm pretty sure I heard her come in, and I think she was trying to knock on the door like, hey, like, oh, like what? We're actually, we're going to be doing a little trip. We're going on a little anniversary trip this weekend, going up to Chi-Town, Chicago, by the way. I'm from Cincinnati, if you can't tell. Got the Reds jacket on or shirt on, whatever, jersey, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as the earnings go live, I will have them. Tell you, I have them just off screen here. Let me see if I can get. I got to refresh here. Let me see if I can get in yet, or if I got to wait till 15 minutes. Okay, I do. I gotta wait till 15 minutes prior. So, got about 4 minutes, and I can literally get into the call here off screen, and I will pull that over on screen. We're a little over 200 people. I keep seeing the Wall Street bets got dancing. Thank you to each and every one of you for doing that so much. Jason, by the way, says Corey is the real deal. He's a great guy and interacts with his subs every day. I try, all right? I try my best. Jason's one of my regulars. Thank you, Jason, so much for doing that. Yo, I do love you, orange soda. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for hitting that like button. Yeah, 200 people. So, hey, if y'all want to share the link out, you want to let some people know to come in here, BlackBerry earnings, I will pull them up as soon as they go live. Should be any moment. I mean, honestly, typically, they have it posted by now, so I'm just waiting for the refresh here. As soon as that happens, I'll get that for you. So hit up that live chat, introduce yourself, feel free to talk. Rebecca says, I agree with Jason because I'm in here too. Thank you, Rebecca. Y'all kind of falling down a little bit off the chart. I think they're going out to post right now. I think y'all going out to post like, hey, come check this out. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Get it. All right, so let's talk a little BlackBerry. Let's talk a little BlackBerry as we wait for the earnings to come off. Currently, BlackBerry sitting at it's literally 0.32% down in the after hours. It was 3.5% on the regular trading day, so it ended at 1268 today. And so to take a look, hey, yo, when I did the last earnings call, by the way, we were sitting there, and it was around like $9 and went down to $8. So I mean, BlackBerry has started to kind of come up a little bit. It is nice to see it moving somewhat with some of those other Reddit stocks, including AMC and GameStop. So, yo, I do know another thing about BlackBerry is we get people from all over the world up here. Yo, tell us in the live chat where you're from. I'd like to know where you all coming in from. I know there's a few that's like overseas, different time zones, different places. I'm in the Cincinnati, Ohio area, so I'm in in the U.S. here. So, yo, let me know where you all at. Hit it up right now in the live chat. Yo, so, yeah. We got all kinds of peeps up in here. Let's see here. If I go through, we got Mudasir's in here. Gregory, yo, what's up, Gregory? I see you in here, too. We got Space Monkey, Smith 101. We got John, David, Jay Park. We got Courtney in here. We got Phil Lewis. KNP. Thank you. Tactician's in here. Tactician, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. He said, what up, bro? Anyway, RG. Yo, thank you so much for each and every one of you coming in, being a part of the show. Share it out. Let everybody know. Let's go. BB in the hizzy. Let's go. All right, I gotta do a little check. I know y'all been hitting that sub button. That's crazy. I keep seeing it. I keep seeing the Wall Street best guy dancing on the screen. Thank you so much. Y'all like, let's see here. We got UK, South Jersey, South Dakota, Alabama. We got the Netherlands. We got LA. Yeah, Canada. Yo, Maryland, Saudi, South Africa, Brazil, Florida, Poland, Stockholm, Sweden. We got all over the world up in here. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for coming in and hanging out. You guys are the reason that I do what I do. You're the reason I come back. You're the reason I come each and every day to do this show. It's all for you. It's not for me. Yeah, I do this for the fun of it. I do it because I love it. I do it because I enjoy it. Pakistan. Yo, where's the shout out for me? Well, I'll give you a shout out. We got Why You So Izzy? Yo So Izzy. I hope I said that right. I try my best. All right, I try. All right. Yo, yeah, Virginia. Yeah, we got Virginia. Hakim. What up, Hakim? 15 minutes. I should be able to get to the event now. Let me see here. Refresh. Yeah, buddy. L man, just thank you, L man. Thank you for hitting that sub button. All right, I'm in. Give me a second here as I. Oh, hold on a minute. We gotta turn off some audio. Where's that coming? Ah, there it is. Yes. We had some audio. Just a second here. I'm pulling it over here. We got the conference call. Let me get this thing out of the way. Bye to you. Come up over here. Let's pull you over. I might have to do what I normally do on this and make it a little bit smaller. That way y'all can see it. There's Alright, good deal. At least you can see it. That's all that matters. As long as you can see that, that's all I care about. Alright, Becky Jones just subbed. Thank you so much. I think we had a couple other click on it, subbed on it. I didn't get to see your name there. I apologize, or I'd have said hi to you. Uh-oh, earnings must have just hit. We got a big pop of the chart right now. BlackBerry moving up. It hits 1280. Looks into, was it 1283? Looks about 1283. Just a second. It should refresh. As soon as it comes out here, it will, I will drag it over for you with the earnings. Hakeem, thank you for subbing. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Awesome. Y'all are making this fun. Making this fun right now. Get it. All right. Let's see. Here it is. I got it, ladies and gentlemen, right now. Let me pull it over to you. BlackBerry Q1 EPS fiscal Q1 2022. We got, it's a minus 5 cents, in line with the estimate. Sales, 174 mil, beats the 171.25. Ladies and gentlemen, we had an inline on the EPS, but we beat on sales. Yo, it's a sales, ladies and gentlemen. It's sales. Hey, we beat. That's all that matters. Well, it's out. It's there you go. It's a beat. It's a beat. So you got to beat. Rock solid right now. Let's see here. It says BlackBerry says it will provide the full or the fiscal year 2022 outlook in the earnings call. It will provide. Okay, so there you go. So that's basically just the earnings. They probably said, hey, we're getting so close to the earnings call, we'll just provide it in the call. So right there is the straight up EPS, the straight up sales. So you got the sales of 174 beating 171, and they'll give you the full fiscal year 2022 guidance on the call. Hit that sub button if you're happy. If you're not happy, hit the sub button anyway. If you're already subbed and you haven't clicked the like button, hit the like button. If you want to, drop some gorillas in the live chat. Pound your chest. Just, you know, not too hard. Maybe little easy, you know. You still gotta, you know what, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to hurt yourself, but yeah, pound it. There you go. And so, got a little spike. Check that out. You can tell when the earnings came out because the stock chart goes boop. Just go a little crazy. 235 people in here. Thank you to the subs. Thank you to the people that are coming in and hanging out. As we get close, we got about 11 minutes here until the call goes live. We'll be on with the CEO, John Chen, and also maybe some of the board members as well. And I'm not sure what all they're planning on doing. I mean, with having an annual meeting yesterday, so it might be a little different on the earnings call than normal. But usually they do a Q&A. They might still do one. I really don't know. We'll find out when we get onto the call. Also, you know, hey, it's a beat. That's all that matters. Let's see here. We got Diamond Hands up in here. YOY looks like. Let's see here. It's a beat. Reduced expectations. They did 200 million in revenue last quarter, bro. That was a very legit person, by the way, posted that in a live chat. That's their name. Very legit person. So, like it. Totally. 227 people. Yo, y'all haven't hit your high yet. BlackBerry, the last time you were on this stream, 298. We gotta do 300. If y'all want to see me do a dance, I'll do it. I'll break it down. I'll do it. Come on. Hey, yo, again, it's mine and my wife's anniversary today. Y'all got to give me a gift. I need 300 people in here. 300. Just so I can say I hit 300. If I hit 1,000, y'all really be helping us out, all right? If I hit 1,000 subs, that would be open me up for YouTube for the partnership program, which is what my goal is, what I've been working towards since March. Help me out here, y'all. Help me out. Throw another banana. Throw me a banana up in here. Do I have to run in the other room and get a banana? Oh, man. 10 minutes. Jason said he needs some YouTube sexy time. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, ladies and gentlemen. You know it. Oh, look at this. They want me to dab. That was the worst dab ever. That was a dad dab. That's what dads do. You know, dads can't dance. That's the whole reason why y'all want to hit that button, so you can see this dad try to dance, all right? Believe me, I've heard about it. Ever since I became a dad, I've been saying, you got the dad bod now. You got the dad bod. Yeah, I keep seeing the Wall Street Bets guy doing his dance. That's what I'm talking about. 225 people up in here. Y'all from all over the world. Hello from Dubai. Yo, Dubai. You know, I feel like if I moved to Dubai, I would be like the poorest person in Dubai, because I feel like if you live in Dubai or if you're from Dubai, you own a Ferrari. You're like straight up born with a Lambo over there. What? How does that work? How does that work? Y'all just pass your Lambos down to each and every one of you? Oh, I know why. Y'all invest in BlackBerry. That's why you're driving the Lambos around. You're investing in it, rocketing it to the moon. That's right. 216 people up here, 46 likes. Hey, don't forget, smash that like button. Get it. That's what I'm talking about. Love it. All right, so here we go. We're sitting in about 7 minutes and 47 seconds until the call goes live. I will pull that up as soon as we get close to it and have it ready to go for you. Let's see here. John says, we'll love to see the shorts get squeezed. Yeah, you gotta, them naked shorts, take them away, y'all. Take them away. I'm not gonna stand up. I don't want y'all to see these naked, these, I don't want you to see these. I mean, you don't want to see these. Diamond hands! Ha ha ha! Jerry already knew! He already knew what I was gonna do! He typed it in the live chat. The same time. Oh man, check that out. Yo, we're moving up. Hey, we're at 1% up in the after hours, y'all. Check that out. 1.4. We're moving. We got a little spike. A little spike. It's a wave. It's a wave. All right. 51 up in here. Good deal. Good deal, good deal, good deal. Let's go. Y'all excited? Y'all excited? You ready to go? Are the earnings? Yo, the earnings are on your screen, man. Even's like, are the earnings out yet? They're on your screen. Look at your screen. It's right there. Just look. Would you just look at it? It's right there. Yo, look at it. Definitely out. Look at it. Look. 13 bucks. 13. 2.5%. We're moving. I gotta scroll up. Look at this. I gotta scroll up now. BlackBerry's moving. Yo, it's about to go parabolic. Check this out. Straight up. After hours movement. Excitement. Yo. Ride it, y'all. Send that rocket to the moon. Let's go. Let's go. I gotta break. Look at this. I gotta make that green boom boom candle. I gotta drag the screen down so y'all can see it. Yeah. John says it's pamping. 222, 223 people. Come on, keep it coming, keep it coming. Let's go. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like seeing rockets like this. Candles. Get it. Yo, squeeze them. Squeeze them. Come on, I want to see this hit 15 before the call starts. Come on. So let's go. Let's send BlackBerry to 15. Let's do it. First and foremost, I'm not a financial advisor. Keep that in mind. I can't tell you what to do with your money. I can't tell you. But get it. Let's go, BlackBerry. Come on. Did you not hear him say BlackBerry is the most secured phone out there? Did you not hear that? Yo, thank you. Did I say Liz? I think that said Liz. I'll find out. Thank you, William. Thank you. Thank you for subbing, y'all. Thank you so much. I think that said Liz, but it went off the screen so fast. I was trying to get the name. It went off really, really fast. It might be. Oh, never mind. It's Louise. It said Louise. I seen it on my other stream, my other little back end stream there. It's like a delay. John says we'll open a new beer. Yes. Yes. You gotta do that. Get that beer. Yeah. Get them tendies. Augustine, thank you so much. I'm sorry, Augustine or Augustine. I'll make sure I say that right. Sorry, I apologize. Thank you so much for subbing. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of the show. Alright, we're sitting there at just under 4 minutes. Let's see here. Louis says Doge is moving too. By the way, one more time, for those of you that may not have heard it earlier, I'm giving away 1 million SAFEMOON. Yo, only 1 week left, and there's not very many entries, so somebody's gonna win it. And you have a good chance right now. Next week, you gotta go on. There's a link in the description. Click the link, watch the video. It'll tell you how to win in the video. Rich Crit, thank you so much for subbing. Thank you. So make sure you check that out. Let's see. Yo, you're getting hyped up. So now says, yo, I'm so hyped right now. Yo, get it. 241. Y'all get closer. All right, as we're 3 minutes away, first and foremost, those of you that don't know, my name's Corey, host of Pop the Chart live stream. Do the show each day, market open through market close. I cover everything from AMC, GameStop, BlackBerry, Savara, Cost, HUFV, DLPN, Citadine, CSCW, Wisky, HTMC. Yo, I got all the cryptos: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Doge, BNB, Hex, Shiba Inu. I got Cherix token, Fang token, SAFEMOON, and Gold Farm. Yo, up in here, I cover all those, plus anything else that happens without the market. I got a live news feed that I typically, you can't really see it. It's kind of hidden right now. I have a live news feed. I got news at the bottom of your screen. You can see that rolling. I got movers and gainers I follow throughout each day. I do that. So there's all kinds of stuff that I provide for you for content. Make sure you come in and check it out. I also, I'm always talking about some of the other YouTubers, some of the other greats that are out there. I'm always following Mr. Trey. Yo, Trey. I mean, he's like the Pope of AMC, y'all. I follow him. Trey. And then Matt Kors, you name it. Matthew Perry, all the peeps up in here, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just happy to be at least a somewhat part of that crowd. They might be way up here, and I might be, just a little peasant down at the bottom, a little peasant ape. But hey, y'all can help me get there, right? All you have to do is hit the sub button. That's all you gotta do to help me there. Get there, hit that like button, that helps out. Or just watch the videos, or come in and check out the stream. Come say hi. You don't have to sub. You can still come talk to me. It's okay. I'm cool with that. It's all good. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are set here, and it is just a couple minutes. We're just a couple minutes away. So, let's see here. The Pope of AMC. Did you like that? Y'all, if y'all watch Trey, you know what I'm talking about. You can go tell him I said that too. Say, hey, this dude called you the Pope. He'd be putting his hat on during his stream. I'll be waiting for him to put his Pope hat on. That's what he's got. He's got to take his Subway wrapper, and he's got to fold it up into a Pope hat and put it on. and then throw a shout out. I'll take it. Just because I told you to do it. Anybody who knows Trey, or you're friends with Trey, or can message him, tell him, say, Corey from Pop the Chart said you are the Pope, and you must take your Subway wrapper and make a Pope hat and wear it. Do it. The Pope of AMC. That's what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're under a minute. Here until the BlackBerry earnings call. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere afterwards. I'll have a little talk. We'll have a little chit chat afterwards. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit up the live chat during the call. You're more than welcome. I'm going to turn my mic down. I'm going to turn up the music. I'm going to turn up the audio. And y'all can listen to Mr. Sean Chan right now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. BlackBerry earnings call. Let's get it. Should be going live any minute. Woo! Yeah, that's some poppin' music right there, ladies and gentlemen. Get it! Oh, let's go! 270 people, come on, we're 30 away. Let's go! BlackBerry now, live.
Thank you for standing by. The conference will begin momentarily. Until such time, your music. Thank you, and please continue to stand by.
I had that like super pumped up and ready to go. Like, I hit the post. That's what we call that in like radio world. I hit the post, the music starts, and then bam, you say it. I get there, and he's like, hey, y'all, you're gonna wait just a few more minutes. Hey, we're 10 away from the record. Wait, oh man, we're just a few away from the record. 298, we gotta break 298. Let's go. 293 right now. Let's go. Come on, get some people in here. Let's do it. Come on. 293. Come on, y'all. Break the record on my live stream. Let's hit 300 and you get to dance. We break 300, you get to dance. Ah, come on. We're 7 away. 7 viewers. What do we got to do? 6 viewers. You're about to get a dance, y'all. You're about to get a straight up pop the chart live stream dance. Oh, come on, get some people in here. Oh, you're so close. You gotta break the record. Oh, man. That was kind of savage, y'all. They straight up said, y'all gotta hold on a minute. We're not ready. Then again, hey, the earnings came out a little later than normal, so maybe that's what it is. Just running a little behind today. 298, 298. Give me 300. Give me 300. Oh, it's 296. Oh, y'all are teasing me right now. Come on. 298. Come on, we just need 2 more. 302. It's time for the truffle shuffle. The truffle shuffle. Let's. You got the truffle shuffle, yo. You broke the record of 302! 302! If y'all don't know what the truffle shuffle is, y'all need to watch the Goonies. Oh, I love it. See, that's the whole reason why they said to hold on a minute. BlackBerry's like, hey, if y'all hold on a minute, Corey might do the truffle shuffle live. 304, thank you. Hey, next stop, 400. If each and every one of you hit that like button, hit that sub button, y'all get me close to being all good on YouTube for like being able to do like super chats and stuff. 315, holy smokes. Crikey's, Batman. This thing's blowing up. Man. Oh, dear stock gods from above, dear YouTube gods, may you rain down the likes and subscribes on my channel today. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I just noticed that one of y'all said, I'm so hard right now. Oh, y'all are cracking me up right now in the live chat. This is hilarious. Hey, you can't beat it. The music is just enticing right now, right? It's just so good. This music just makes you want to... You guys can fill in the blank right there. Like, you fill in the blank, right? I left a dramatic pause for y'all to just say what you want right there. Here we go.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the BlackBerry first quarter and fiscal year 2022 results conference call. My name is Jesse, and I'll be your conference moderator for today's call. During the presentation, all participants will be in listen-only mode. You'll be facilitating a question and answer session towards the end of the conference. Should you need assistance during the call, please signal a conference specialist by pressing *0. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded for replay purposes. I would now like to turn today's call over to Tim Foote, BlackBerry Investor Relations. Sir, please go ahead.
Thank you, Jesse. Good afternoon and welcome to BlackBerry's first quarter fiscal 2022 earnings conference call. With me on the call today are Executive Chair and Chief Executive Officer John Chen and Chief Financial Officer Steve Ray. After I read our cautionary note regarding forward-looking statements, John will provide a business update and Steve will review the financial results. We will then open the call for a brief Q&A session. This call is available to the general public via call-in numbers and via webcast in the investor information section at blackberry.com. Replay will also be available on the BlackBerry.com website. Some of the statements we'll be making today constitute forward-looking statements and are made pursuant to the safe harbor provisions of applicable US and Canadian securities laws. We'll indicate forward-looking statements by using words such as expect, will, should, model, intend, believe, and similar expressions. Forward-looking statements are based on estimates and assumptions made by the company in light of its experience and its perception of historical trends, current conditions, and expected future developments, as well as other factors that the company believes are relevant. Many factors could cause the company's actual results or performance to differ materially from those expressed or implied by the forward-looking statements. These factors include the risk factors that are discussed in the company's annual filings and MD&A, including the COVID-19 pandemic. You should not place undue reliance on the company's forward-looking statements. The company has no intention and undertakes no obligation to update or revise any forward-looking statements, except as required by law. As is customary during the call, John and Steve will reference non-GAAP numbers in their summary of our quarterly results. For a reconciliation between our GAAP and non-GAAP numbers, please see the earnings press release and supplement published earlier today, which are available on the EDGAR, CEDAR, and BlackBerry.com websites. And with that, I'll turn the call over to John.
Thank you, Tim. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you all for joining us today. The main headline for this quarter is that we have organized our software and services business around our two biggest market opportunities, namely IoT and cybersecurity. In the past few years, we have done a good job in product development. Last year, we launched 59 new products, and the year before, over 30. Later, I'll discuss more about the XTR product that we have launched this quarter, and I'll provide you an update on BlackBerry IVY. As you all know, at the same time that we're delivering our products, many of you know that we've been investing in our go-to-market as well. We have in last number of years, especially the last few quarters, turned up the noise with our marketing, expanded our channel and partnerships, and invest in more feet on the street. Now we are pivoting the organization more heavily towards the market by creating two business units, cybersecurity and IoT. By aligning the cybersecurity and IoT business unit to the main market opportunities, we will drive more focus and accountability. We will also improve our agility, being able to react to the fast-changing needs of the market. And needless to say, both of those BUs have their own business dynamics. In order to accomplish this, we have recruited a number of new talents, especially with deep IoT experience. This includes Matthias Eriksson, who joined us from Here Technologies as the president of the IoT business unit. Matthias brings over 2 decades of relevant industry experience, and we focus on strategy, operation, and driving growth in the IoT business. BlackBerry President and Chief Operating Officer Tom Ekobasi will focus on leading the cybersecurity business unit. Tom has deep enterprise software experience and is a perfect person to engineer the growth of this business. From a financial reporting perspective, beginning this quarter, we will provide revenue and gross margin by business unit, as well as other selected metrics. We believe that this additional color will help investors gain better understanding of the underlying performance of the business units, ultimately driving shareholder value. So let me start by reviewing with you the IoT business unit. This business, which is primarily QNX, but also includes IVY, Certicom, JAWS, Radar, had a good, strong quarter. Revenue came in at $43 million, which represented increasing 48% year over year. Of course, a year ago, there was the pandemic, a hard-hit quarter. Gross margin was 84%. IoT ARR was $86 million. This growth in both revenue and ARR was achieved despite the fact that we have global chip shortage. The shortage continues to be a significant factor in the auto market in the near term, and is no doubt currently impacting the production-driven revenue of QNX. The scale of the impact varies by region and by OEM. The impact looks to be greatest in North America and less so in Europe and Asia. One of our largest customers in North America has indicated that production in Q2 will be impacted, or may be impacted by up to 50%, but others are less severe. Generally speaking, Q2 appears to be the low point, with Q3 improving and Q4 further still. The impact also looks to be smaller than that of the pandemic last year. So currently, we don't see a need to change our revenue outlook for the year, but we'll continue to assess the impact with our customer, and we'll update you again next quarter. Just as a reminder, our IoT revenue outlook remains at 180 to 200 million for the fiscal year. In contrast to the production-based royalties, however, revenue from design activities, i.e. the developer seats and professional services, is strong. Unlike Q1 of last fiscal year when COVID was becoming a major issue, confidence among OEM appears high, and we're seeing a lot of design activities in progress. We are particularly pleased with 2 design wins this quarter. First one was with WEBULL Group, who selected QNX RTOS and hypervisors, that stands for real-time operating system, sorry guys, and hypervisor on a whole truck basis, meaning that our technology will power multiple ECUs throughout the truck. Second, we further strengthen our position in the EV market with a design win with the Shanghai-based WM Motor. The QNX OS, the RTOS, the QNX OS and hypervisor will power their all-electric W6 SUV vehicle. In total, this quarter we had 28 new design wins, with 17 in auto and 11 in GEM, the general embedded market. In auto, along those we just mentioned, notable design wins also include Bosch and Visteon. These design wins span hypervisor, digital cockpits, multiple socket ADAS platform, and high-definition maps. On the GEM front, the wide range of application won in the quarter with surgical robotic arm, industrial 3D printers, as well as nuclear power station. So design wins such as the WEBULL demonstrate 2 key secular trends that QNX business benefits from. The first one is the consolidation of lower compute power ECUs towards a fewer numbers, higher power chipset, such as the ARM version V8 and the x86 64-bit chipsets. It is on these higher power chips that QNX operates, and as this consolidation continues, it gives QNX ever more opportunity in the car. Secondarily, there's the second trend that is, there's a trend of increasing software content per vehicle, particularly in safety critical systems, such as ADAS, gateway, and digital cockpits. This is, of course, where QNX shines with the highest level of safety certification and has the strongest competitive advantage. Our strategy to focus on safety critical system, which we put in place a number of years ago, has allowed the business to benefit from these trends, ultimately leading to a higher average revenue per car. This strategy is delivering higher value design wins, and with it, the royalty revenue backlog. The backlog metrics is calculated using contracted price and future production volume estimates provided by the customer when the design is awarded. It's important to note that this is a customer's estimate. The backlog increased from 450 million last Q1 to 490 million this first quarter. This is a 9% increase year on year, despite the pressure on new auto designs over the last 12 months. Strategy Analytics, a leading independent research firm, recently published that QNX software is now embedded in over 195 million vehicles. That is up from 175 million confirmed the year before. Now for a brief update on progress with Ivy. Driving the Ivy opportunity forward remains one of our key priorities, and we're working closely with AWS to achieve this. Product development remains on track and in line with the roadmap. We remain on target for the early access version to be available in October, and for the production versions to start shipping next February. Customer discussion and workshops are continuing, and we remain positive about how things are progressing. This quarter, an additional 5 automakers engaged to explore Ivy. This means that we're now engaged with almost all of our major QNX customers. We recently announced the launch of the Ivy Advisory Council. Industry leaders from a number of key verticals have signed up, including TELUS Telecommunications, one of the big 3 telecom companies in Canada, Geico Insurance, you see a lot on TV with their commercial, Here Apps, and Cerence, which is the voice recognition auto business. Development of relevant and exciting new use cases for Ivy platform remains a key priority, and we believe that the council could greatly assist us with this. Delivering relevant maps and experience provide a higher engagement model with both the consumer as well as the enterprise. Last quarter, we launched the Ivy Innovation Fund, established to invest in startups adopting the Ivy platform. Since then, we had a great response from the market, and we have reviewed over 200 prospective customers. We recently announced our first investment in an exciting startup called Electra Vehicle. Unlike most other startups in the battery management space, Electra aimed to not only analyze activity, but to also actively manage the battery operation using artificial intelligence. Vehicle sensor data from Ivy will feed their AI-driven platform, dynamically determining factors such as driving behavior and environmental conditions to optimize battery performance. In summary, Ivy is progressing well, and we remain very focused on the various elements to need to make this a strong growth business and success. Now let me move to a cybersecurity business unit. This business unit includes our Spark endpoint security and endpoint management products, UEM, as well as AtHoc, the critical event management software, and SecuSmart, secure voice and text product. GAAP revenue for the quarter was $107 million. As mentioned during the last earnings call, we now switched to GAAP-based revenue only. Gross margin was 57%. ARR was $364 million, and dollar-based net retention was 94%, 94. Over the last couple of years, the prevailing narrative has been that detection and remediation are the most important part of cybersecurity. However, the founding principle of Cylance, and one of our main reasons that we acquired it, is the prevention is far better than cure, and that's why we're a market leader in EPP. Stopping threats before they execute and start doing harm is clearly a better strategy than trying to shut them down afterwards. This quarter, we demonstrated strategy clearly with our next generation AV product named Protect, blocking the dark side ransomware believed to have been the cause of the Colonial Pipeline cyber incidents. In fact, the 2015 version of Protect also blocked most of the variants of the same ransomware, obviously 6 years ahead of its time. We do have the most mature AI engine in this space and the ability to block ransomware years ahead of time without the needs for update. This shows the power of our prevention-first strategy. Protect was also shown to prevent other high-profile threats, such as the Condi ransomware, Novelium, Revo, and others. In addition to large enterprise customers, this AI-driven automated protection also resonates with small and medium-sized customers that don't have the resources to establish the SOCs, meaning the Security Operations Centers. We see strong sequential growth in SMB new business pipeline of around 18%. In the quarter, we announced 2 significant new products, both of which are part of the Extended Detection and Response, or XDR strategy, kind of the latest evolved market from EDR. The first product is BlackBerry Gateway, With employee base remotely and not in the office, as well as mobile becoming more prevalent, the traditional moat and castle model of network access is no longer efficient or effective. In fact, VPN users, once authenticated, often have access to the entire network, including on-prem and all the SaaS applications, for the length of their session. BlackBerry Gateway is a zero-trust network access product that uses the Cylance AI to continuously authenticate network activity. The cloud AI evaluates over 30 risk factors, or we name it vectors, such as downloading behavior, DNS, query, time of day, etc., to determine unusual activity. The second product released this quarter is Optic 3.0. It's our latest version of our endpoint detection and response market, or namely EDR. With this new version, the AI-driven engine remains at both the edge and in the cloud, allowing near real-time responses both offline and online. This continues to be a differentiator for us. However, importantly, this new cloud-enabled product will allow event data to be stored centrally in a cloud-based data lake. This, together with a new search engine and a query language, allows threat hunters to gain greater visibility. Switching to the sales front, UEM revenue in Q1 was down year over year, in part due to the work-from-home ramp-up that we have saw last year but didn't repeat. Let me reassure you that the UEM remains an important part of our cyber business, and we remain fully committed to it. In the quarter, we continue to secure business with our highly regulated customers. Let me start with financial services. In financial services included Mitsubishi UFJ, Bank of China, Bank de France, and the Union Bank of India. In the government and healthcare sector, we conduct business with the Government of Canada, the UK NHS Health Services, University Health Network Canada, the United States Department of Energy and Department of Commerce, the Netherlands Ministry of General Affairs, the Australian Department of Environmental and Energy, also the White House Communication Agency, U.S. Department of State, Department of Treasury, and the United States Department of Defense. Also in government, in the United States federal government, we have increased the number of ad hoc cloud FedRAMP users by 6% sequentially. From a market perspective, this quarter we gained new business through partnership we recently announced with Verizon, Vodafone, as well as TELUS. With Microsoft, we have integrated our critical event management product, Alert, with Microsoft Teams. Further, as we've communicated in the past, CyberSuite, our UES platform, is on target to integrate with Intune by the end of August. This quarter, we significantly step up on our sales hiring. The market for high-quality talent is competitive, and it has taken a little longer to increase our headcount. But we have currently expect to end Q2 with around 23% more sales rep than at the start of the year. This expanded reach will help BlackBerry to be in more competitive bake-offs, where our product stands up well. With the recent increase of sales hiring, many of which start during Q2, billings growth is likely to be more heavily weighted to the back half of the year. Therefore, revenue is likely to be at the lower end of our $495 to $515 million range that we gave last quarter. Moving on to licenses. Revenue for the quarter was $24 million, which is better than expected because some business came in early. Gross margin was 75%. The negotiation for the sale of a large portion of the patent portfolio are ongoing and good progress has been made. In fact, we have started negotiating the definitive agreement. Revenue for Q2 is likely to be in the range of $10 to $15 million for the IP, as stated last quarter, so this has not changed. This is due to the monetization activities being limited by the ongoing negotiations. In terms of the full-year outlook for the licensing business, should the sales not complete, we expect revenue to be around $100 million. Let me now hand the call over to Steve.
Thanks, John. So my comments on our financial performance for the fiscal quarter will be in non-GAAP terms unless otherwise noted. Please refer to the supplemental table in the press release for the GAAP and non-GAAP details. As John mentioned earlier, starting this quarter, we are no longer adjusting GAAP revenue for deferred revenue acquired. This means that GAAP and non-GAAP revenue will be the same going forward, and comparatives have been conformed accordingly. We delivered first quarter total company revenue of $174 million. First quarter total company gross margin was 66%. Our non-GAAP gross margin excludes stock compensation expense of $1 million. First quarter operating expenses were $138 million. Our non-GAAP operating expenses exclude $32 million in amortization of acquired intangibles, $6 million in stock compensation expense, and a $4 million fair value adjustment on the debentures, which is a non-cash accounting adjustment largely driven by market conditions. First quarter non-GAAP operating loss was $23 million, and the first quarter non-GAAP net loss was $27 million. GAAP earnings per share was a 5-cent loss in the quarter, and our adjusted EBITDA was negative $6 million this quarter, excluding the non-GAAP adjustments previously mentioned. I will now provide a breakdown of our revenue in the quarter. Cybersecurity revenue was $107 million, and IoT revenue was $43 million. Software product revenue remained in the range of 80 to 85% of the total, with professional services comprising the balance. The recurring portion of software product revenue was approximately 90%. Licensing and other revenue, as John mentioned, was $24 million. This is a little higher than expected as deals came in early. The monetization activity remains limited while negotiations for the potential IP sale continue. Now moving to our balance sheet and cash flow performance. Total cash equivalents, and investments were $769 million at May 31, 2021, a decrease of $35 million during the quarter. Our net cash position decreased to $404 million at the end of the quarter. First quarter free cash flow was negative $35 million. Cash generated from operations was negative $33 million, and capital expenditures were $2 million. Bear in mind, the first quarter of our fiscal year typically has a higher cash requirement due to payment of annual bonuses and other demands at this time. That concludes my comments, and I'll now turn the call back to John.
Hey, thank you, Steve. Before the Q&A, I'd like to update everybody on a few things. Although we have organized along the go-to-market lines, there are a number of future high-growth opportunities that our BlackBerry lab is working on that actually harness the power of both entire technology portfolio. Supplying our AI ML engine in IoT. One good example is this is using silence in the car. You may or may not remember at CES a couple of years ago, we demonstrated an early version of how our persona technology that identifies inappropriate assets from the user behaviors can be applied to drivers of vehicles. We also demonstrated how our protected EPP can be used to protect the connected cars from cyber threats. There are just two of the number of potential use cases that we are currently looking at. The second is our data lake. Drawing data from an ever-increasing number of sources allow for greater visibility and determination of the real level of risk across an organization. This is obviously essential to zero trust applications. This applies not only to XDR, but also the increasing sensor-rich auto environment, autonomous drive, and smart cities. This centralization of data and insights through our data lake can enable a whole new business model in the future. The third area is related to the recent U.S. SBOM, stands for Software Bill of Materials, the executive orders that aim to secure the software supply chain. This comes in light of the recent incidents, including SolarWinds and the Colonial Pipeline threat intrusions. Combining products from our IoT products including our Java's code scanning tools, our QNX embedded operating system, and our Certicom cryptology. With our prevention-first AI-driven cybersecurity product and services, means BlackBerry offers a comprehensive approach to this issue. We have begun working closely with various government and standard-setting bodies. So before we open the line for Q&A, I'd like to summarize the key messages again. Our software and services business around our key market opportunity, strengthening our management team in the process. QNX made solid progress this quarter. We're pleased with the strong design activities and the pipeline of new design wins that saw royalty revenue backlog increase year over year. We continue to demonstrate real progress with IB with tangible steps such as the launch of the Advisory Council, and as well as the first investment by the Innovation Fund. We launched 2 new important products as part of our XDR strategy, and the AI-driven prevention-first approach continues to be our focus. We're also increasing headcounts, sales headcounts, and pipeline is growing, particularly for our new UES products. Our main focus is on growing the top line, and therefore we continue to increase investment in both our software business units as we see double-digit billing growth this year. Finally, we remain optimistic about a successful conclusion to the negotiation of the patent portfolio sale. And with that, I would like to ask Jesse to open the line for Q&A, please.
Thank you, speakers. Participants, we will now begin the question and answer session. To ask a question over the phone, you may press star key followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you're using a speakerphone, please make sure your mute function is turned off to allow your signal to reach our equipment. Again, please press star 1 to ask a question. We'll pause for just a moment to allow everyone an opportunity to signal for questions. I request that you limit yourself to 1 question and 1 follow-up. Speakers, our first question is from the line of Daniel Chan of TD Securities. Your line's now open.
Hi, good evening. Hey, John. So you stated that your QNX royalty revenue backlog increased to 490 from 450 last year. Over what period of time do you expect that backlog to be recognized over?
Typically, the highest, usually is 4 to 7 years. And typically it's peak at 4. And then it starts moving down towards the end of the life cycle of a car. Sometime it extended more beyond that.
Okay, that's helpful. Thanks. And then you also talked about the IB Advisory Council. Can you talk about the level of commitment partners have agreed to as part of this council and whether you plan to include major OEMs on it?
Yeah, it's a great question. But before I answer that question, let me make one more comment on the backlog, because I have also gotten some feedback regarding that our backlog number is very conservative. I would tell you that it is on the conservative side. And we get it from, directly from the OEM when we win the design win and they gave us the estimate. We also have not included professional services backlog and developer seat backlog. So in the future, when we have a really solid methodology so that we just don't, kind of do much of the guessing, and we get a very grounded set of math, you will see that backlog number to go up, and tell you all that we're going to include that. But that may take a couple of quarters. And go back to answer your question regarding the Advisory Council. They're there to help us to define use cases, particularly in the vertical that they operate in, that the IB could be of great help. I don't want to exclude any OEM, but I don't think OEM would want to do that. They tend to do it one-on-one with us directly, because this is obviously value add that they don't want to, they don't want to share. So it's all proprietary to themselves. I hope that makes sense.
It does. Thank you.
Sure.
Next question is from the line of Mike Walkley of Canaccord. Your line's now open.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, John. Thanks
Hi.
for taking my question. Yeah, I was hoping you could update us on BlackBerry's UEM strategy. I know there's some tough comps because of the pandemic from last year, but can you just update us on the strategy? It's still, a large piece of your cybersecurity business unit.
Yeah. That's a good question. So let's see. Our Spark platform is composed of UEM and UES, and UEM is very strategic to us because it is our gateway to a lot of our major customers who completely rely on us on security. So our strategy is continue to expand our footprint in the regulated industry, and we're on the more price sensitive and kind of the non-regulated industries. We want to make sure that our UES platform, which is our endpoint security platform, also connect and run on it. And obviously, one of the largest install base outside of my space here, outside the regulated, is Microsoft Intune. So this is why that we're excited about the fact that we'll have Intune released, connected release in end of August, I believe. Yes, on the end of August. So basically, the strategy is continue to expand the footprint that we have in the vertical, like financial, healthcare, and government. That's very important to us. With the UEM, with its roadmap. The roadmap is highly geared towards security and certifications and compliance and so forth. And then the bring your own device or BYOD environment. And that's the kind of the roadmap of UEM focus on. And then the UES is, of course, expanding on all the cybersecurity, antivirus stuff. So that's our strategy of how we approach the market.
Great, no, that's very helpful. And just my follow-up question, just on the gross margin by division. Thanks for the updated business metrics. How should we think about growth and trends for the businesses over time? Particularly on the cybersecurity business. Where could those gross margins get to over time as the business ramps? And any reason why it might have fallen a bit sequentially?
Yeah. I think the best way to answer the question is that, especially with cybersecurity, we're trying to go to the enterprise software timeless model, and so we have not, deviated from that. So the gross margin ought to be maybe pricing competitive, but you have the high volume growth, somewhere between 75 to 80%. I think that will be a very good target to shoot for the cyber business.
And what needs to happen to maybe get there from where you are today? What would be that time frame, you think?
Time frame, I think probably a year out. If you want me to guess that, I base that on, because if you recall, we actually have a lot of increase of headcount, feet on the street this quarter. In fact, our quarter ends in August. In fact, some of them has committed to sign on and is yet to start. And with that, if I give them the time for 9 to 12 months or 6 to 9 months getting up to speed, and at the same time cultivating the pipeline to make the sales cycle work, I think about a year out I should see some good results from this class of incoming team members here.
Great, no, that's helpful. Thanks for taking my questions.
Sure.
Next question is from the line of Paul Treiber of RBC Capital Markets. Your line is open.
Hi.
Yeah, thanks and good afternoon. Follow-up to the question on sales, but you mentioned in the outlook or the remarks that you expect bookings, double-digit bookings growth for the year. How should we think about the ramp or the trajectory over the year?
I Actually, I actually didn't get. Paul, I missed some of your words. Do you mind?
Bookings, bookings growth. How should we think about bookings growth over this coming year? How should we think about the ramp over the year, relative to where we are now?
Yeah, as I said earlier, also, we just recently have a lot of increase of headcounts in sales. So the booking is going to be back-ended this year, and then continue on for next year, obviously. So I don't know whether that's the question you were asking.
Or in the rate of growth there, like, where are you coming from and where do you expect it to go to?
Yeah. We do, on bookings, we do expect it towards the end of the year, we do expect it to double-digit percentage growth.
Okay, that's helpful. On cybersecurity revenue for this quarter, based on the numbers, the historical numbers and GAAP numbers, it did take a step down. I think you mentioned UEM. Can you just elaborate on, what you saw customers doing? I mean, I imagine they purchased last year. Did they churn off? Did they, can you just elaborate on what happened there?
No, I think it's quite, in general, it's quite steady and stable. We didn't see the growth that we're hoping for, but it was be forthcoming because, we just released the EDR products. So we talk about the cloud version, the latest Optics 3.0. We just released all these new products a quarter ago. So we're seeing that pipeline being built up, and it's looking for them to come into being billings and business. So I don't see any major movement one way or the other. But people are interested in EDR. I believe that they should be interested more in Protect. That's our job, to make sure that message comes across, and the benefit of that could be demonstrated. And I definitely could demonstrate. One thing you could look at, the BlackBerry Silence product combo. None of these major viruses, none of these major viruses have actually hit our user base, touch wood. And so, anyway, that tells you the power of our product.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the line.
Sure.
Next question is from the line of Trip Chowdhury of Global Equities Research. Your line is now open.
Hi, Trip.
Thank you. Very good execution on the product front. Two quick questions. First, regarding the battery management system. I was wondering, this is definitely an incremental market for you. There are three parts of the business model the way I look at. There could be a design win, there's production part of it in the software, and the subscription part to the software that is running and managing the batteries. So among these three things, is it all the three components, or is it only the software and subscription regarding the battery management software that QNX is running?
Yeah. So thank you, Trip. So first off, it's a little early for me to answer the question. I have a preference. The preference is a usage-based revenue or a monthly subscription type revenue. That will be my preference. Of course, that will have to be in agreement with the OEM. So demonstrating that and IVY as an IVY use cases was one of the most important thing that we need to do in the next 3 to 6 months. There is a demo being put together, and it will not be available until probably the end of this calendar year, as both engineering team just started working on it. So, and in the meantime, we'll try to figure out the answer to the question that you posed. again, I have a strong preference for this to be either usage-based or monthly recurring based.
Wonderful. The second question I have is regarding your exceptional machine learning models you have, and definitely currently your silence machine learning AI models work with only your products. Are you exploring, or do you think it makes a business sense to open up your machine learning models to, say, other OEMs or to other ISVs, and then charge for connection or charge per like an APIs? Because your product, which is gateway security, I think that is very novel. And again, that's another incremental revenue opportunity you can get over a period of time. So I was just thinking, since you have the best training models available, just licensing them or any other business model that can give more revenues to you, your thoughts on that will be really appreciated. And again, very good execution on the product front.
Thank you. We haven't thought about licensing those models to other application. Maybe I'll say that. However, we are licensing that, licensing is the wrong word, sorry. We are embedding the lightweight agent in IoT devices, including like medical equipment and industrial equipment, and some of those other technology we have, like the mobile threat detection and prevention, also uses the model. So it's being used in a different way. From a business perspective, we didn't think about licensing, and we could explore that, but we're more focused on doing embedding in endpoints.
Very good. Thank you very much, John.
Sure, Trip. Thank you.
Next question is from the line of Paul Steep of Scotia Capital. Your line's now open.
Hi, Paul.
Great. Hi, John. Can you maybe either this one maybe book for both you and Steve, and I'll just make it one question. You can parse it up as you like here. Can you give us some context around the cost base? Obviously, you disclosed last quarter that you had 3,497 employees globally, and then earlier in this call, you talked about increasing the number of reps by 23% at the end of Q2. So I'm just trying to square up how we'd want to think about your cost base maybe going forward, and whether you've just incrementally shifted resources, or is this like net new ads that we should all be thinking that are, temporarily going to get added and then come to productivity, as you pointed out earlier?
Yeah, we have not done any major or even minor reduction in force. We have moved some resources around more for functional investment reasons, not for reduction of people. So it's probably best for you to think about it as incremental.
That's helpful. Maybe just the last one as well. In terms of new cybersecurity products, obviously you're talking about giving the team time to ramp up, but maybe talk to us a little bit about what you're seeing from inbound client interest, because you've launched, a significant number of products. You've been on a bit of a roll here in terms of new product launches. That's it. Thanks.
Assuming you're talking about the cyber side.
Yeah, sorry, cyber.
Okay, right. Probably most of the conversation center around the Protect product. I would say if I think about the larger opportunities and sites that we have won, the key winning product, it is the Protect. So this is why you heard me say a number of times on this call today, and we're going to try to double down on the Protect side because it's a differentiator for us. And in addition to that, the AI/ML model that we have could be embedded, and it could embed it without having to be updated. It's been valid for a very long time. So that's probably the largest opportunities when you think about large installation. And now what we're trying to do is to position the XDR product we talk about, the new one called Gateway, and that provided zero trust architecture. So enterprise, especially like government, is extremely interested in that. So those two areas.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, participants. I'll now turn the call back over to John Chen, Executive Chair and CEO of BlackBerry, for closing remarks.
Thank you, Jesse. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I know it's late in the East Coast, so I want to just, hopefully you are doing well, and thanks some of you who attended our annual shareholder meeting yesterday, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you folks soon. Have a great evening.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that will be your BlackBerry fiscal year 2022 Q1 earnings call. CEO John Chen, right there talking to you. Yo, my name is Corey, host of Pop the Chart live stream. I want to thank you each and everybody for coming and hanging out. Whoa, y'all rocking. Y'all had me turning my hat backwards in the live chat. Y'all had me laughing. Yo, that Mark, when you said that earlier, the first thing that popped in my head that was the character from The Simpsons. That's why I was laughing so hard. I totally knew what you were saying. It reminded me of the character from The Simpsons, and I was just like losing it. But yo, BlackBerry. First and foremost, we gotta say it. It was a beat, ladies and gentlemen. A little look right here. BlackBerry Q1 2022 EPS minus 5 cents per share, in line with the estimates. Estimates of the sales ended up beating 174 million, was the estimate of 171.25. But anyway, BlackBerry. A couple things that I noticed. All right, a couple things that I noticed is that they got some more automakers with the cybersecurity setup. They're talking about how they're going worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Worldwide. They was dropping names, dropping countries, you name it. They were dropping it in there, like dropping some nuggets, ladies and gentlemen. And they were saying, and one of the things that I really thought was super interesting was the question when the person asked about estimated growth in the cybersecurity market, and then the response was 75 to 80% growth in enterprise cybersecurity, which is what they're focused on. It's their target market, and that is insane. Yes, insane, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so a heck of a call, a lot of really good deets there. Well, I know there for a minute it got a little techie, got a little, a few of you were like starting to fall asleep. I know y'all were trying to find some energy. But you know what? You all did awesome today. You broke a record on my live stream, by the way. You broke a record. Y'all smashed it. The record was 298 by y'all last time, BlackBerry investors last time on my last earnings call. And you broke it. You smashed it. You went to 319. Y'all rock. You set the record. Ladies and gentlemen, yo, drop some gorillas in the live chat. Yeah. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Why? Because y'all are moving me up right now. You're making the little Wall Street bets guys dance. You made me do the truffle shuffle earlier just before the call. Y'all are killing it. Y'all are killing it today. Man, epic. I know that the stock chart's kind of light brighten right now, but it's still up almost 1% in the after hours. So hats off to y'all. Hats backwards for y'all. Derek Child just hit the sub button. Thank you, Derek. You rock. Yeah. Come on. You can be the next person I shout out right here. All you gotta do is hit that sub button and it comes on the screen. I'll say your name. And if it's a wild and crazy name, I'll still say it. Unless it's something bad, then I can't say it. But I'll try my best. Come on. Yeah. Get it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm waiting for you. Click it. Come on. Somebody wants to click that button right now that hasn't done it already. Come on. Somebody wants me to say their name right now on the live stream, the Pop the Chart live stream. Your name can be said All you have to do is click that button. I'm waiting for it. I'm just gonna stare at the screen. There it is! Serena Weebay! Just subscribe. Thank you, Serena. Thank you so much. You rock. That's what I'm saying. All right, so BlackBerry did a great job. I love it when BlackBerry comes on because y'all are worldwide. You're everywhere. You're across the entire world. Got people from coming in from everywhere, and it's so fun. Y'all got to start coming to my regular streams. Now, I do the streams, by the way, Market Open, which is, by the way, so some of you I know are in different time zones, all right? So if you go to Google and you go to conversion, all right, and you want to convert your time, I know sometimes you're sleeping when I'm probably up or vice versa, whatever. But if you want to, go on there, Ramy Osman, just subscribe. Thank you, Ramy. Thank you. Yo, I started at 9:25 Eastern Daylight Time, EDT. All right, Bass Maze, yo, I like bass. You like bass? it could have been bass, but hey, dropping the bass. Kentucky Extreme, KY. I see KY. I'm assuming that's Kentucky, but I'm in Ohio, so if you're from Kentucky, you're just across the river. There you go. 120 people still hanging up in here. Rule 276. Yo, I'm dropping names right now. Yo, the BlackBerry CEO, John Chen's gonna find this in YouTube. He's gonna be like, man, that dude's hyped up right now. Bright Yeboah. I don't even know if I said that right. Yeboah. There you go. Thank you so much for subbing. You rock. Y'all are awesome right now. You can just keep them coming. By the way, if I make it to 1,000, Marcel Fultz. Yeah. Wait a minute. Isn't that like a Marcel Fultz? Isn't that an NBA name? Yo, someone. I got an NBA player up in here right now. Is that true? I don't know, whatever. And oh, you really messing with me. Januszewski. I'd have to have a few beers to be able to say that right. I don't even know. Yo, here we go. Murray. Oh, that's easy. Y'all making this fun now. Thank you for subbing. So if I hit 1,000, by the way, YouTube lets me do super chats. I can't do super chats until I hit 1,000. Y'all gotta get me there. Where am I at right now? Come on. Dude said he's all hyped up. Space Monkey, he's all hyped up on slushies. Actually, I'm all hyped up because today, by the way, is mine and my wife's 4-year anniversary. So as soon as we get off of this stream here in a few minutes, I'm gonna actually go give her a little peckety peck. That's right, and tell her happy anniversary. Give her a hug. Yes, and I can't wait to see her reaction because I had some. I know she's here, so I know she hadn't seen it. But I had some flowers all set up. I had wine in the other room. Because this is my home studio, by the way. I had champagne glasses ready to go, wine glasses ready to go. I had grapes all set up because guess what? 4 years is what they call the fruit and flower anniversary. So I had the fruit, which is the wine, and the grapes all set up. I got the flowers, which is the really nice flowers that I found. Got those all set up, and I got our I set up our name because we have this thing that it's like a cutting board, but I don't ever cut on it. It's like a special board. It's got our name, got the date, it's got the anniversary date when we got married, everything. Super, super nice. So he says happy 4th. Yeah, I know some people say happy 4th, like 4th of July, which is coming up next week. But happy 4th anniversary. The next week you tell me happy 4th again. So, but thank you to each and every one of you for telling me happy anniversary. Appreciate that. Currently, by the way, we are at. Let me see it. 525 subs. Y'all are killing it. You be killing it right now on my live stream. 525. Yo, I'm over halfway to 1,000. I know we still got a long ways to go in a way, but anything that helps, y'all want to share this link out, you want to share my stream out, you want to let people know about it, you want to talk about BlackBerry, you want to talk about it. Oh, I missed the name. I'm sorry. I'll see it in a second. Hold on. I'll see the name in a second. Give me 2 seconds. It's going to come across here, and then I'm going to say it. Wait for it. If I can read it. Come on. I got to say the name. I think it said Hatishi. Thank you for hitting that sub button. I appreciate it. Y'all rock. 87 people still up in here. Y'all are amazing. Y'all rock. But again, like I said, 9:25 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You come in. Also, since there's 89 people in here, each and every one of you need to go to the link that's in the description and click on it and go to the SAFEMOON video that I have on my channel. It's under the promotions playlist, but there's a link in the description. Watch the video, and you can win 1 million SAFEMOON next week. I'm giving away SAFEMOON. If you don't know what SAFEMOON is, you'll learn about it in the video. If you do know what SAFEMOON is, then you already know what's coming. But even if you don't know or how to get it, I will find a way to get it to you. Okay? I will find a way to get it to you. Like I got it all squared away. Somebody's gonna win next week. Next week on my stream. I believe it's Wednesday. It's the last day of the month. Somebody gonna win it. Somebody gonna get some free SAFEMOON. That's what I'm talking about. Free SAFEMOON. 1 million. I'm giving it away. Somebody can get it. Hey, you can't beat it. It's free. Anything that's free, whether you want SAFEMOON, whether you like it, whether you dislike it, it's free. Go with it. Go sign up right now. Go watch the video. Tell you how to sign up if you haven't already. Check it out. So, thank you again. I'm going to try to go up here and throw some names out here. I know Space Monkey's been having a good time today, cracking up and laughing with me in the it's Space Monkey. Y'all cracking me up earlier, by the way. I'm going to go through here. Ryan was in here. Let's see. As I scroll through, I know I can't get everybody. But Lee Stewart, KMP was in here. Let's see. Gio came in. Let's see. I'll scroll back. Looks like Nikki was in here. We have all kinds of people in here. Jay Elizabeth was in here. Joto. I mean, you name it. This place was happening. It was lit. It was lit. Also, don't forget, y'all. Don't forget, hit that like button, hit that sub button, but also, before you go, make sure that's you. Drop some gorillas in the live chat. You were waiting for you. Like, what's he gonna say? All right, again, come back and see me tomorrow. I'll be back here 9:25 Eastern Daylight Time. Do the conversion. Go to Google. Check it out. I appreciate it. Y'all rock. Corey, host of Pop the Chart, about to head out for the evening. About to go join the anniversary. Hat backwards. Peace out. Y'all have a great evening or morning or whatever time it is, wherever you live at. Enjoy it. Why? Because you need it. That's why. No, I am not all jacked up on slushies. All right, y'all. Bye. See ya. Peace. Bye.